Welcome back folks. CD Projekt was very busy over the past year and all of us were waiting for the big reveal of Songs of the Past. But alongside that we also got Witcher 3 Remastered, introducing new changes and additions that people were asking for ever since the game initially released, and it's going to be free, which is very nice. So today we will go through everything we know about it so far, starting with the remastered details. As I already said, Witcher 3 Remastered will be free if you own The Witcher 3 on GOG, Steam, Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S, which includes both expansions Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. But do keep in mind that if you haven't already played the expansions and you have the base version of the game, CDPR made the expansion free as well, so you can jump into them. Finish it when Remastered comes out so you can be ready for Songs of the Past. The biggest features we can see are first off upgraded visuals with new textures, light and all of the upscaler features like the latest DLSS, FSR and XeSS. They have also enhanced the combat. We can't see much from this trailer, but it does seem Geralt will have more moves, probably alongside better control over where you attack, but monsters will also get new movesets, so if you have fought a certain beast before, there is a chance if you fight it again you will have a better time. I think especially when it comes to griffins or similar flying creatures, because let's face it, they didn't really have that many attacks and were really easy to defeat. We also see that movement and traversal in general has improved. Geralt vaults over obstacles much faster and the way he jumps onto the ladders is a nice addition to the game. Witcher signs have also seen a major improvement in their effect, colors and how it reflects back to the camera, giving you a slightly bigger shake than before to sell you the idea of, let's say, art, which is a force push. But yeah, usually we just, improve them with mods before, but now we don't have to because it's going to be integrated into the game, especially when it comes to console users which didn't really have access to mods before. Roach has also seen improvements with updated horse controls. To me this seems that turrets and just general navigation around tighter spaces will be better, like they showed here in the gameplay, like going between the trees. I am all for that because, well, when it comes to Roach, well, she had her moments for sure before, but hopefully this is going to fix that. But another very important segment is transmog. Yes, now you can choose what do you want your armor to look like regardless of what you wear. I think this is fantastic and probably one of my favorite additions to the game, just because there are so many cool, armor pieces or just clothing pieces I want to wear, but because I finished the game so many times, I usually just min-max Witcher gear right away and all of the other gear just sits there. There will also be expanded photo mode. It's also very nice, as original one that they have introduced in the next gen update is okay, but very basic compared to, let's say, Cyberpunk 2077 photo mode. We will also get new finishers, cross-platform mod support as it was announced, so yes, modding is coming like they promised to consoles as well. Besides that, immersive meditation, refined animations, new quest tracking, UI improvements, looting rework, refreshed motion blur, new accessibility features, updated textures, foliage shading rework, tutorial modernization, HDR improvements, improved menu navigation, ray tracing improvements. Global light has been also reworked, as I said. They have added the subsurface scattering, path tracing and ray reconstruction on PC and so much more. So yes, this remaster is going to be packed with new stuff to do and new features to experience. This really does feel like Witcher 3 2.0 is here, and I mean it definitely warrants another playthrough. I mean this is probably their way of just placing the game in 2026 with features so they can move on to future games, because well, Witcher 3 is still very popular. It's a nice way to get more money without investing way too much, but I think just making it free like they did is very smart, as it gives you a lot of positive PR, because at the end of the day they're gonna be making money off of Songs of the Past, and people who haven't experienced, let's say, The Witcher before, they're going to buy the base version of the game and they're going to get expansions on top of that, so that's a big plus. Also at the same time, like if you don't have The Witcher, it's usually on sale every few weeks, so just get it for cheap. Don't don't actually wait like to get it full price, because there is probably going to be another sale if it's not happening right now as I'm making this video. So The Witcher 3 Remastered is coming on September 29th, so just a little longer, and you can expect a full review from me once it drops. I just hope it's going to run well, as keep in mind with this, you know, system requirements will go up, and they have revised the system requirements for The Witcher 3 a little bit before that, so it should be around that, especially if you want, I mean, ray tracing or path tracing on top of that. I mean, at the same time, I hope it's gonna be worth it, especially when it comes to path tracing. I mean, it's going to give you a huge frame rate loss, like regardless of what GPU you're gonna be playing in, but I just hope that the visuals are going to be worth that hit on the frames. But you know, even in the next gen upgrade, I end up just disabling ray tracing for most of the time, because I felt, at least in that version, that it sort of takes way too much like of my resources without giving me like a really drastically different image. In the other news, we also got a teaser trailer for Songs of the Past, new expansion that is coming out in 2027, so no exact release date yet. It's coming out for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Nintendo Switch 2. And besides the usual platforms, Blizzard and CDPR entered into a partnership, which means you can buy The Witcher 3 on Battle.net now. Songs of the Past will take us to the peaceful realm of Latin, that from the lore I think is Latinhove. I mean, I might be wrong, some are saying it's probably related to Kerak from the Season of Storms Witcher book. I mean, until Songs of the Past comes out, I will reread the book and see if I connect any lore dots, because it's been a while since I have read like Season of Storms, like literally years, so I don't remember all of the details. But I will go through all of that, at least from the expansion, from the teaser trailer. It does seem that this one is going to be darker than the rest. I mean, we'll see how much darker than, you know, Blood and Wine and Hearts of Stone, but in any case, the vibes I'm getting here, they're sort of good. I'm getting like a huge like just Hearts of Stone vibes here, with something which is going to be very mysterious and dangerous at the same time. Hopefully the stakes are going to be very high, because that thing which Geralt interacts with, like the root or whatever, seems to be related to some garden, as Geralt also says garden demands blood, so probably some curse. Whatever it is won't matter, Geralt will collect his coin. But knowing CDPR, there will probably be some moral choices around this thing, and there has to be like more we're going to learn on why these things are happening in the first place, but I'm very much looking forward to it. But listen, the biggest feature for me will be the chain. Finally, after so many years, after that initial Witcher 1 intro, Witcher 2, Witcher 3, Geralt is getting his chain and we can use it. I honestly could not believe they have done it, because I was a little bit disappointed that initially only Ciri got it in The Witcher 4, but Geralt will also get it. Finally, Geralt of Rivia is going to be a complete character with those chains, at least for me. We can rejoice. But as I said, I'm vibing with this expansion, especially after Master Mirror and Tusa, so let's close this one out really good, and you know, because this is going to be like the last time we play as Geralt of Rivia, because later on we're gonna be playing as Ciri in The Witcher 4. But it doesn't mean that Geralt is not going to appear in The Witcher 4, I see no reason why he wouldn't appear. In any case, expansion is coming out in 2027, as I said, no exact release date, so just the window, the target window. I mean, I wouldn't expect it until maybe Q3 or Q4, but I hope I'm wrong and it's going to happen sooner. Speaking of dates, CDPR also revealed that the release target window for The Witcher 4 is in 2028. Again, that's their target, doesn't mean it will happen or when exactly within 2028. I am completely fine with this, especially because we are getting this expansion, which will cut time until the next one. And I mean, if they can use this time to really polish the game, especially because now they have switched to Unreal Engine 5 and really have a smooth release, which is not going to be a repeat of Cyberpunk, I mean, they can take their time. Better than to hurry and say like, oh, it's coming out in 2027, then they delay. We get nothing by it, so 2028 is really good. And I mean, even before I was saying to people like 2028 is more likely based on their current timeline, which could put Cyberpunk 2 somewhere in 2030. And before you say like CDPR has plans, well, plans change. I mean, that's just how it is, you know. It wouldn't be the first time that I heard CDPR say something and then plans change. I mean, it's quite normal once you start development and once you actually start seeing a bigger picture of how much you need to finish and how much time this is going to take, because, well, technologically, I think Witcher 4 is going to demand a lot, so they probably should take their time to polish everything up. So to summarize everything, Remastered free. Expansions free for some time, so go get them. Mod support for consoles is coming, expansion is in 2027, and The Witcher 4 in 2028. So for all of us Witcher fans, we will be eating good. As far as the Witcher multiplayer project from the ex-Molasses Flood devs go, nothing on that, and to be honest, I think there are some problems within that project. I'm just guessing, but hopefully they also talk about it. Hopefully. In the next video, I will dive deeper into the lore of what we have here, so that this video is not too long. If you want to watch that and the rest, consider subscribing for more if you enjoy this, and join our community on Twitter and Discord. Huge thanks to my Patreon supporters, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye bye.